From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Save more on our huge selection of Nectar, Dream Cloud, Sierra Sleep, and Diamond Mattress. Furniture and Mattress 86, across from the Churn Creek Post Office on Merchant Street, Reading.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am back in my home studio. Feels a lot better here. And, to start it off back at the home studio, check this out. Look, beautiful picture sent to us by Deanna. This is out on O'Brien Mountain. Of course, we saw those showers and even those thunderstorms yesterday. And, of course, you get some rainbows every once in a while from out of that. If you get that nice angle of the sun going through those raindrops, you get that nice prism of that rainbow. All right, so here's your headlines. We've got showers and the snow wrapping up this morning. There still may be some showers and some possible thunderstorms for parts of the valley, even some of the foothills later this afternoon and evening. But overall, we look at the overall picture here. It's wrapping up this morning. Friday through the weekend looks mild and dry, with the long range still looking cold and wet. However, when it gets here, the long-range forecast models are starting to push it back a little bit here. We're also going to be looking at lower snow levels as we do go through next week with those storm systems passing through. Before we get into that deeper dive, though, let's take you through Krueger's QuickCast for your Thursday, March 6th. Do want to remind you that there is a winter weather advisory for basically Modoc County southward into the eastern mountains through 4 p.m. today, as we still have some of that snow out there. You take a look at out the door here for this morning. There you can see the mainly dry conditions. Now, there may be a passing sprinkle, a light shower for parts of the valley and even parts of Trinity County, but most of anything that we're seeing here is going to be in Siskiyou County. Even Modoc County is going to see some of those snow flurries, as well as the eastern mountains. So you see the area of low pressure right here? This is diving to the south. As it does that, what's happening is our chances for snow and rain start to diminish as we go through the morning and even afternoon hours. So here we are at 6 o'clock on Thursday. You see the snow in Siskiyou, Modoc County, eastern mountains, even a few showers for parts of the valley. Maybe even a little bit of snow there, looks like towards southern Trinity County as well. But then as we go through the morning hours, here's 8 o'clock this morning. There you can see some of the showers northeast of Reading. But overall, maybe a chance for still some sprinkles here, even at 8 o'clock this morning. Snow, you can still see, is off to the north and to the east of the valley. But notice Trinity County, notice the Del Norte, Humboldt County, even western Siskiyou County, you're dry, right? 10 a.m., still some of those light snow flurries in parts of Siskiyou to the east of the valley as well. Maybe a stray sprinkle for parts of the valley as well. But then by noon, most of it's now off to the east. Now with the afternoon clearing, that may help to produce enough instability and some convective showers, especially for Tehama County southward. So Tehama, Glen, and Butte counties could see a stray shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, but by this evening, it's all pretty much over with here. And there you can see by Thursday night, maybe another flurry here out towards the north and the east. That may even linger into Friday morning. So Mount Shasta Ski Park did see about an inch in the last 24 hours. With 90-inch summit depth, it is groom and rider packed. Now, the road conditions are okay. There are no chain requirements out there, but there will be some of that morning snow, so just be aware of that, especially as you're heading out towards the ski park. Now, we're not going to see much more snow on top of what we've already seen here. You can see here through Saturday, most likely only about 1/10 of an inch of snow. But all the chain requirements are mainly east of I-5. But again, if you're heading out to the ski park, you'll see no chain requirements there. So things are looking on the up and up if you're heading out to the ski park. But do check those latest road conditions before heading out over the mountains. There's a look at the road conditions through midday. Of course, they should start to improve in the eastern mountains through by the second half of the day. But as mentioned, by tonight, early tomorrow morning, another weak system may just clip northeastern California, and that could produce more problems on some of those mountain highways. So just something to think about here for tonight and early tomorrow morning if you're heading off over some of those higher mountain passes in the eastern mountains and Modoc County. For today, temperatures are going to be the low 60s, even some upper 50s. Again, the chances for thunderstorms are going to be mainly to the south. North of that, most likely not seeing that activity here. Otherwise, we are seeing those 40s for most of the higher elevations, and temperatures for the coast will be in the low to even mid 50s. Now for tonight, look at that. We're going to get pretty cool here, dropping down to the mid to upper 30s for the valley, teens and 20s for the higher elevations to the north and east of the valley, and then looks like in those low to even mid 30s out along the coast. So yeah, some pretty cold temperatures there. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. So again, maybe a morning sprinkle for places like Red Bluff and Redding, maybe even an afternoon shower or thunderstorm for Chico. By the way, the chances for thunderstorms are going to be slimmer than what we saw yesterday. They were pretty active and some pretty strong thunderstorms, but I don't think they're going to get quite as strong here for today, if we even see them develop. But look at this. We're dry through next Tuesday. You may recall, for everyone, the chances for rain and snow was moving in by Monday. It doesn't look like that's the case now. The latest forecast models are backing off on that timing here, which we will take a closer look at here in your deeper dive here in just a second. But I do want to remind you, there's a 24-hour streaming channel. It has the latest weather update like the one you're watching here. It has all the special programming like Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals, the Ag Report, the Works, and of course all of your neighborhood forecasts. And you can always check the latest 7-day forecast and current conditions for 10 different locations in the area that are there. So go to YouTube. You can watch this 24-hour streaming channel there. Also on demand on your TV, watch the latest video forecast. Fire Stick and Roku, you can watch it live as well. Just search for Weather NorCal in those app stores and well, you'll be good to go. All right, so here's the big picture. Again, we saw this a little bit earlier. You see a bit of a spin in the atmosphere right here. Speckled clouds indicating the colder air. So it's cold and unstable air. But you'll also notice its trajectory. It's moving down to the south and to the south and east. So as it does that, our chances for rain and snow go from north down to the south. And you'll kind of see that here as we progress through time. So as I mentioned early at 8 this morning, we're still seeing most of the snow off to the north and east of the valley. Valley may be seeing a sprinkle or two here through the morning hours. By midday, you see how we're starting to dry things out to the north. Still some snow flurries off to the east here. Taking you through the afternoon, now most of the snow is gone in the mountains, but we may see some afternoon convective showers and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm for Tehama, Glenn, and Butte counties here is that potential. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I don't expect the thunderstorms to be as strong as they were yesterday, if we even see those thunderstorms develop. Then it's pretty much done with by this evening. Now let's take you through the day on Friday, because you can see we're just not going to see much in the way of cloud cover even. Maybe some of the low clouds along the coast here, but overall, mainly sunny skies here for your Friday. That's going to continue for your Saturday and even your Sunday. And Monday doesn't look like we've got much in the way of rain at this point. I'll show you here on Futurecast. So here it is Sunday to Monday. Look at the low pressure system. Now this is the same area of low pressure we've been tracking, and the positioning, where it goes, has a big impact on who sees rain and who doesn't. The last few days, both the European and the GFS, the American Forecast Model, has this area of low pressure, had it a lot more to the north. This was over us the last few days. Now it wants to push it way to our south, and we're dry on Monday as a result. Now, as early as Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, we may start to see some activity here, but overall, I still expect mainly dry conditions for your Tuesday. Then by Wednesday, we've got that next system coming in. It looks to be a bit stronger, heavy rainfall. We've got snow down to about 2,000 feet, so some lower snow levels with these colder storm systems coming in. And there will be more coming in behind that, it looks like. We've got a little bit of what I call a parade of storms, kind of one after another, kind of moving into our area. So the Climate Prediction Center is picking up on this, and it does put us in that wetter than normal category. Keep in mind, the darker the shade of green, the better the chances of seeing the above normal rainfall. And that's where we are, and that's why it looks pretty promising that even though we're pushing that date back a bit, we're still going to be looking at that wet weather moving in and some decent rain and snow coming out of it as well. All right, so here's a look at your lake levels. We're still seeing those on the rise, although we did see a slight drop here for Trinity Lake. We're almost at 80% capacity out at Shasta Lake and a little over 80% for Trinity and Lake Oroville. Hey, by the way, we're talking about all this rain and snow, and even though we're not concerned about fires just yet, there are our neighbors here in the United States that are concerned. New Mexico, West Texas, even Florida has issues. Now, this is mainly a wind-driven event. We're looking at some very gusty winds there and dry conditions. And that's typically our problem, right? When we see those winds pick up and it's very dry, we have those issues here. So it's always important, just kind of a reminder, that you need to make sure that if you do have that property, that you need to have that defensible space. Think about clearing out that brush. Think about getting the trees cleared out. And if you can't do it, there's a great service you can do it, defensible space and brush removal. Just call that number on your screen and they'll take care of you. And their specialty is blackberries and poison oak. So be sure to check that out. But again, that's something we don't want to think about here just yet, but it's in our not too far future that we're going to have to start thinking about that. Meanwhile, we're also talking about cooler than normal conditions. Remember, we're talking about the wetter than normal conditions. Now it's going to be cooler as we take you into the next 10 days or so. But we are going to see that warming trend going into the weekend. Very pleasant, very nice. But then we're back down about 10 degrees below normal, especially as we go into the middle and latter part of next week. So let's take a look at the wave heights. They're actually fairly high for today. Then we expect those wave heights to really drop and retreat by the time we get into your Friday afternoon. So looking at your marine forecast, yeah, the winds are strong from the north at 25 to 30 knots. As a result, we do have that small correct advisory here for today, and that'll continue into the evening hours as well. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures low to mid 50s, dry through Tuesday of next week. Sometime around Tuesday evening into Wednesday, that chance for rain moving in. And that's the case for everybody, by the way. When you look at these 7-day forecasts, we're looking at dry conditions all the way through next Tuesday, more wet weather by next Wednesday. Temperature about 55 degrees for Klamath, 56 degrees for Orleans, and 55 degrees in Hoopa. For Siskiyou County, 46 out in Gazelle, 54 degrees for Happy Camp, and Tennant about 42 degrees for your daytime high. All right, here's a look at your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mainly in the low 40s, although there you can see about Cedarville about 38, 39 for Eagleville, and 41 degrees in Fort Bidwell. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 40s. For most of us, you can see about 48 degrees for Paradise, 40 in Viola, 45 for Fall River Mills, and looks like Doyle, about 41. We take you out to the valley to the south here, brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s here for basically Los Molinos southward. And looking at your 7-day outlook, starting off with Chico, will show you that, yeah, I've got a chance for thunderstorms in there. Otherwise, maybe a scattered shower. By the way, the thunderstorms that we do see, if we see them, won't be as strong as they were yesterday. So just, a passing shower, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. And then Friday through Tuesday of next week, we're dry. And by the way, on Sunday, you need to set those clocks forward 1 hour, and we'll call it springing forward, right? Taking a look at the valley forecast to the north, you can see about 62 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 58 for Whiskeytown, and about 62 degrees for Palisadro. We could see a morning sprinkle, a light shower for some of us in the valley, but overall, it's going to be a dry day today, really, for the most part. Dry for Friday through Tuesday, and more wet weather. As I mentioned, we've been talking about the potential for wet weather as early as Monday and just wet all next week. Now it looks like the forecast models want to hold back and push it back to next Wednesday. That is your morning update. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back again at noon for your latest forecast. Have a great morning.
Save more on Parker House, Ashley, and Coaster. Furniture and Mattress 86, across from the Churn Creek Post Office on Merchant Street, Reading.